Hey everyone, I'm here to talk to you about Supergirl Fight or Flight. This video will contain spoilers, so I'm just letting you guys know beforehand. Alright, this episode was alright. Supergirl is still trying to find her place in the world. She doesn't want to be compared to her cousin. She wants to do everything on her own and not be associated with her cousin pretty much. Which I think is kind of, I don't know, you guys have kind of the same exact skill set, and you wear the big S on your chest, so you might have wanted to go with a whole different costume if you didn't want to be associated with the Man of Steel. Maybe if they put her in the Power Girl outfit, maybe she wouldn't feel so inclined to, be associated to Superman or something like that, but that's pretty much what this episode is about. Her not wanting to be associated with, Superman. She wants to be known for her own stuff, not Superman stuff. And it was an alright episode, We have her fighting Reactron in this episode. And Reactron, if you don't know who he is, he, was hit with, radiation. I guess in the TV show he lost his wife in a, nuclear explosion that Superman was trying to save. So he blames Superman. So he thinks that if he takes out Supergirl, then that will hurt Superman. Pretty much how all villains think. I guess since he lost his wife, if Supergirl loses his cousin, they'll be even. But, we get this episode and Supergirl's fighting him, and this episode was just, I don't know, you guys, it just wasn't doing it for me. We had this fight scene, the first fight scene they had, they kind of pretty much, are kind of standoffish. It really doesn't show who will win or who won't win. And then Kara damages his suit. He dips out. He kidnaps Maxwell Lord to fix his suit. And he's a smug little punk, as always, Maxwell Lord. But anyways, the second time they fight, Reactron pretty much has the upper hand with the new suit. And pretty much almost kills her before her cousin shows up, which she is not happy about at all. She's not happy about her cousin showing up and saving her. How about being a little bit more grateful that your big cousin, well, I guess it's not her big cousin, but your cousin came and saved your butt from dying. How about we be a little bit more grateful? And she's pissed off that, Jimmy called him because, Jimmy has a little watch. His watch looks like a toy. I was happy to see, we got a whole bunch of upgrades. Did they not have budget, for a cooler watch? Because his watch looks like a Superman toy you get out of a cereal box or, out of a Happy Meal or something. I'm like, but that was funny, When in this episode, he set up Kara a whole pretty much shop. He's got her all set up with anything they need to be able to fight crime and, National City. My boy gets to dance, out of all this. And this is when we come to, the last fight of her with Reactron, which kind of, just upset me about the whole episode. She basically, to contain, his power source, she had to cover it in lead and, so it didn't, destroy the city. So she melts a piece of lead, a statue of lead, and covers her hand in it. And while they are fighting, she sticks her hand in his chest plate and covers it with, with the lead while she's holding it. And I'm like, is that, even probable? Is that even necessary? Or I'm just supposed to accept it because she's Supergirl or something? That's no way in containing everything. She melts the statue, sticks her hand in it, covers her hand with lead and holds it. Like, do we not have holes in our hands or something? There was supposedly nothing supposed to get out, or it was just being able to cover it all. But like I said, I'm not gonna beat on it too hard. It's just the season's just starting. Hopefully, it gets a little better. It's just really dragging. We get all the women empowerment comments, and I'm not saying we don't have to have that in the show, but it's like, do we want to? Are we empowering women, or is this a Supergirl show? Is this a chick show, or is it a superhero show? It needs to kind of make up its mind on what it wants to do here. But as of right now, it's okay. Hopefully, we get some better episodes in the future, and I'll be waiting on those episodes because I'm stuck on it now. I haven't clearly made a decision if I'm going to keep watching it or if I'm not going to keep watching it. But anyways, tell me what you guys liked about this episode. Tell me what you guys didn't like about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, you guys, and I'll see you next week with another video.